know, encourages them to buy a peach from Good Humus Farm that might cost more than a peach from a large Central Valley grower. You know, we have to tell the story. We have to tell the story so that the customer knows why to pay more for that product.
I have a question for Annie and Sean about this. We're here talking about hubs. We're talking about this idea of developing a network of hubs. What do you think about that idea? I mean, you guys have different perspectives, but what do you think? Do you think this is something that, do you have any advice for this group?
I have lots of advice. You want to go first, Andy?
No, you go. You're full of it.
First of all, there was a question that came a second ago in terms of transferability and blueprints and things like that. It's definitely a focus of our work. So on one level, we have manuals for how to start farm stand programs. We've developed an open source. We can make that available. A farmer's market we started in the low-income community. We have a manual for that. For the food hub, Thomas and Libby, can you guys just... Okay. So they wear lots of different hats in their life, in professional and personal life, and they could tell you all about their stories. But they're helping us specifically on the business plan for the food hub in Sacramento. A key component of that is really about blueprint and scalability. So when we are ready, we will share that with whoever wants it, and then the important thing to recognize that every local condition is different. Every community's components are different, and that kind of goes to this second point of what do I think about the hub, is that I think that they're potentially an outstanding mechanism, but I think they're just a starting point. What it looks like now is not what a food hub's going to look like 10 years from now, but in our particular case, I feel like as a grower, you know, that we need to start someplace. And not from just my point of view, but we work with a lot of growers, a lot of limited resource growers, and they simply just don't have access to markets. They don't have marketing budgets. Many of them don't even speak English. And for them in particular, if we can give them good price points, a hub will be very beneficial to them. And I think the thing not to be lost on this is that another critical component of an aggregation hub versus a standard kind of distribution center is that we're looking at it as a non-profit mechanism in the sense that it serves other purposes. So one of the core purposes is to do grower outreach and training with limited resource farmers so that they do know how to pack produce correctly, because right now most of the growers that we would want to go out and work with from a limited resource basis, we couldn't buy their product right now. They simply don't know how to pack it correctly, standard pack, quality control, there's different food safety requirements. So a hub has to serve a mechanism like that, because our support system, from cooperative extension on up has been gutted. So other mechanisms have to be developed to fill that gap, and that's where we see one of the primary mechanisms of the hub filling it. But that's challenging. And my biggest challenge, which goes back to your question a second ago, is that our biggest challenge is just trust, is building trust with the grower population. It's one thing to be a grower, but if that grower comes from a different country, or they're coming, they don't speak English, or maybe I'm an organic grower and they're not an organic grower. There's all these little walls that are kind of have to be broken down in order to start a relationship. And so it's a challenge, it's an opportunity, it's one of the critical components of a hub mechanism.
And Annie, what kind of advice do you have?
I guess for me, I'm community-based oriented and local, and I would keep it with growers' involvement and keep it local and not try to become a distributor that other companies are already doing. I think that's who I am, and we have a farm that's got the marketing down, so we don't need to be a part of the hub ourselves, but I can see that there is a need for new growers to have ways to get into the marketing system, and I would, suggest working together and doing it. There's other things.
Yes, this is a... Well, actually, actually, we are at 11:30, so let's take maybe one or two more questions from, yeah, Libby.
I've got a question about bananas. And so I know
About what?
that bananas.
Bananas.
For the
Okay.
co-op and veritable vegetable, that you talk a lot about local and your commitment to local, but bananas are still a huge part of your market. And so I'm wondering, at what point did veritable vegetable decide to kind of branch out of the local and start actually supplying other products? And then also, how do you find that balance between providing products that are not conventionally in terms of production practices, but on expecting from your customers with the availability in the region?
Let's see, Boo, when did we start buying organics and limited bananas? Probably in
Before I got there.
1975, so.
Yeah, there was part of that closed system that Karen was talking about. One of the first products that community of hubs, there was one in Santa Cruz and Mountain Peoples and Madison, which turned into UNFI. And they actually sent a delegation of buyers down to Organics Unlimited in Canada and to visit the plantations, and one of the first products, banana crates were made out of wood, and full of spiders and
nails sticking out. So yeah, I mean, you know, we service close to 500 customers, and they all have different things that they want from us. They want variety of product, and so we respond accordingly in order to continue to be able to do what we do. So yes, we bring product in from all over the world. That hasn't always been the case, but as the markets have expanded, and we primarily service independent retail markets. We don't really do business with large chains. And you know, we basically let them make the choice. Do they want to buy pears from South America or do they not? Some do and some don't. You know, do they want fair trade bananas or do they want, you know, regular bananas? So we let them make the choice. We provide and then we let them make the choice. So it's otherwise we wouldn't have been able to stay in business had we not responded to what the customers need.
Well, we need to wrap it up, right?
Yeah.
Thank you very much, panelists.